All right, welcome to this evening's Facebook Live. And the first thing I've got to do is I've got to turn the screen around. Got to remember to do that because otherwise my writing will be backwards. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about overcoming procrastination. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to get here as we go live to overcome procrastination. And I'm going to write that on the board so that when folks get here, they'll know what we're talking about. Overcome procrastination. I know my writing's not the best, but we're going to teach you how to overcome procrastination tonight. So congratulations for being in the right place, the right time. I want to see who's here. Let me know who's watching, by the way. Go ahead and type your name in and share this post because we're going to get started here in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my day while you guys get ready. But procrastination really robs a lot of people of their dreams, not because procrastination is a problem. In fact, I'm going to draw a picture of procrastination, my best picture that I can draw. So that's a trash can, right? It's got the lines, right? It's got the trash cans. That's a trash can, and then we're going to throw away time, because that's what procrastination does. It wastes time, and if you are procrastinating, you are wasting your time. Time is the stuff that life is made of. So if you're wasting your time, you're wasting your life. Hey, Deborah Smith, thank you for that. Dee Dee, my sweetie, my daughter joined. Okay, Alexandria Bresky, good to see you on there. And so overcoming procrastination is a real problem for a lot of people, but they don't even understand what the real problem is. So before we start talking to you about stopping this whole cycle of wasting time, wasting your life, and procrastinating, what I'd like for you to do is I'd like you to share this post with some other folks and let them know that we're going to teach you what's really going on. I'm going to teach you why people don't get things done, why they don't get things started, why they don't get things finished, why most people live a life of despair instead of a life of their dreams. I'm going to show you that right now when I teach you how to overcome procrastination. Have you ever thought about like starting a project? Maybe you've decided a long time ago that you should write a book and you haven't started writing yet. Why haven't you started writing yet? I'm going to tell you tonight. Maybe you thought a long time ago I should start a business and you haven't started that business. Why haven't you started that business? You're going to find out tonight on this Facebook Live. I'm going to show you how to overcome the procrastination. I'm going to show you, first of all, why you procrastinate. And most people make the mistake of thinking that procrastination is their problem, when in reality, procrastination is not the problem. Procrastination is just the symptom of a problem. So I'm going to teach you how to overcome not just the symptom, procrastination. I'm going to teach you how to overcome the actual problem that causes you to procrastinate in the first place, which I don't want to act like I know everything, because I don't know everything. Trust me, I'm far from knowing everything. But the stuff that I know it because when I learn it, I don't learn it to know it, I learn it to master it. So for me, the objective of learning a principle is not even so I can know it anyway. The purpose of me learning a new skill or a new principle is so I can master it. Because when you understand mastery at the highest possible level, what happens when you master a thing is that it gives you the ability to execute effortlessly. And effortless execution is what gives us the ability to produce massive results in a very short period of time. And most of the things that we are attempting to execute, we don't have a master. We kind of have an idea, this vague, blurry idea of what the thing is and what the thing means, but we don't really have a crystal clear idea of the thing that we're seeking to accomplish. And so therefore, we got this blurriness, and what we do is we take this one let's say there's with regard to some area of our life that we desire to really live in a place of excellence, right? And we've got this area of our life that we want to live in a place of excellence. And let's say there's these building blocks, right? And so we've got A, B, C, D, and we'll put E down there. I don't know if you can see E or not. Okay, so we got these 5 building blocks. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, right? And so what we do is we want to build these building blocks, and what we have to do, each one of these things requires a level of proficiency in order for us to accomplish our overall objective. And what happens is we want to see, in order for us to experience excellence in this process, in this, whatever this overarching thing is, we have to learn it. But we make the mistake of thinking that the reason we want to learn it is so we can know it, right? And so what happens is we learn something about something, and then we have this little box over here, and what do? We check it off. So, okay, I know that already. And then we got component B that goes in there, and we check that off. We got component C, and we check that off. We got component D, we check that off. We got component C, and we check that off. And so we go through life thinking that going through a course is the same as learning it. Because we think that knowing something, or having heard it, or having seen it, is the same as learning. But the purpose of learning is not knowing. Like, when I learn stuff, I could care less about checking it off. Okay, well, I know that already. I don't have a desire or a need to be able to say, okay, well, I know that already. But really, the purpose of learning anything in my mind is almost the opposite of knowing. The purpose of learning it is so that I can master it. Now, I'm going to give you a definition of mastery. By the way, I am going to teach you how to overcome procrastination, but I'm showing you the process while you share the video and we get more folks to come out and watch what we're talking about. So the purpose of learning, well, I'm going to leave that block up there. I'm going to put A back up there, because what happens is we get these components, we get them all checked off, but we don't have them mastered. We just know a little bit about them. So we're clear on that much, and this stuff up here is blurry. We're clear on this much, and this stuff down here is blurry. We're clear on this much, and the rest of this is blurry. We're clear on this much, and the rest of this is blurry. We're clear on that much, and the rest of this is blurry. And so what we have is we have a lack of clarity stacked on top of a lack of clarity. And then we have another lack of clarity stacked on top of that lack of clarity, another lack of clarity stacked on top of that lack of clarity, another lack of clarity stacked on top of that lack of clarity. So what happens is, instead of stacking mastery brings clarity. Instead of stacking mastery on top of mastery on top of mastery on top of mastery on top of mastery, what we do is we stack blurriness on top of lack of clarity, on top of blurriness, on top of lack of clarity, on top of blurriness, on top of lack of clarity. And we feel like we know this, but at the end of the day, when we attempt to do the thing that all this stuff is supposed to allow us to do, because it's supposed to create an action, it's supposed to allow us to be able to do something, when we get ready to do it, it doesn't quite work, and we feel like we're kind of holding things together, and then we feel this thing called what? We feel this thing called overwhelmed. And that's why you feel overwhelmed. The reason you feel overwhelmed is because you haven't mastered anything. The reason you feel overwhelmed is because you partially have an idea about a bunch of different components that go with the thing that's supposed to help you do something. And so what happens is I've got all this blurriness stacked on top of all this blurriness and this lack of clarity on top of all this lack of clarity, and I've checked things off, so I feel like I should know this. And people, I'm going to tell you something. People go through life and they say, well, I should know this already. I should know this already. I feel like I shouldn't have to learn this again. I should know this already. And what happens is you keep on going around saying, I should know this already. And instead of getting to the point where your objective is mastering it, you go through life with being frustrated by the fact that you've already learned it, but you still don't know it. Oh, I hope that hit somebody in the head. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to overcome procrastination. Like right now, what you're doing when you're procrastinating, you're putting off the experience of your life. I did a presentation a little while ago for my man Arthur Tubman and one of his coaching groups. And when I did that presentation for Arthur, what happened was I was sharing with them that most people go through life and they get frustrated because they think the stuff they're working on is not working. Do you realize that it's impossible for you to work on something that's not working? Do you know that's impossible? So when you're working on something, that thing that you're working on is also working on you. And the work that it does on you is more important than the work you do on it. So people procrastinate and put off doing things that they know they should get done. Why do you put things off? Why do you procrastinate? Why do you say, well, I'm going to do that tomorrow? And why does it seem like tomorrow is always a better day for hard work than today? Why does it seem like next week is a better time to change your life than right now? I'm going to tell you why. Because we ask ourselves the wrong questions, which cause us to see the wrong pictures. It causes us to tell ourselves the wrong story, and so we're expecting the wrong outcome. And when we do that, what happens is our life becomes a perpetual anxiety fest. So, there's only one reason people do the things they should do. One reason. There's one reason people do the things they do. There's only one reason people don't do the things they should do. And I'm going to tell you what that reason is. The reason people do the things they do and the reason people don't do the things they don't do is one reason and one reason only. This is going to change your life. You're not going to quit smoking by willpower. You're not going to lose weight by willpower. You're not going to build a business by willpower. You're not going to go out and start prospecting by willpower. You're not going to sell stuff by willpower. You're not going to write a book by willpower. You're not going to build a network marketing business by willpower. You're not going to go out and become an online marketer by willpower. Willpower has failed you your whole life, so stop trying to depend on willpower to change your life. Willpower cannot change your life. So there's one reason. Here's the reason. Who wants to know what the reason is that causes people to do the things they do? If you want to know, give me some hearts or some taps or some likes or give me something. I don't know. Whatever those things are you touch on Facebook. So here's what causes people to do the things they do. People do the things they do for one reason. Here's the reason. It's called feelings. That's right. The reason people do the things they do is one reason. People do the things they do because they feel like it. The reason you work on the stuff you work on is because you feel like working on it. The reason you don't work on the stuff you don't work on is because you don't feel like it. The reason you take the actions in your business you take is because you feel like taking those actions. The reason you don't take the actions in the business that you know you should take is because you don't feel like taking them. So the key to success in life is not to make yourself do the thing that should be done. The key to success in life is to learn how, this is so good. The key to success in life and in your business is to learn how to make yourself feel like doing the thing you should do. If you learn how to make yourself feel like doing the things you should do, you'll never have to make yourself do the thing because you already feel like doing it. I'm telling you, the reason you don't accomplish the things in your life that you desire to accomplish is because you don't feel like it. You got to learn how to master your feelings and make yourself feel like doing the things that are going to serve you, and make yourself not do the things that are not going to serve you. So you got to make yourself not feel like not doing the things that are not going to serve you. Now, I got to make myself feel like exercise. I don't have to make myself exercise. I have to make myself feel like exercising. I got to attach enough pain to not exercising and enough pleasure, enough joyful anticipation to exercising that not only do I exercise, I can't help but exercise. I gotta make myself enjoy eating the foods that support my life, my business, my relationships, my experience. I've gotta attach enough joyful anticipation to eating that food and attach enough pain to eating the food that makes me feel sick and sluggish and tired and worn out and like I'm going to have a heart attack. I got to stop eating that food. I got to make myself drink enough water that I'm going to be able to be strong and healthy and vibrant, and my muscles don't ache, and I feel hydrated and I feel energized by the water that I drink. I've got to learn how to make myself feel like doing the things that I should feel like doing. I'm going to tell you something. The way you make yourself feel like doing the things you should do, there's nothing that creates more feelings in a human being. There's nothing that creates more feelings than stories. And I'm going to tell you something. If you've not mastered like getting into the game of life instead of watching the game of life, if you've not mastered being a participator in life instead of being a spectator in life, the reason you haven't mastered that thing is because you haven't learned to tell yourself the right stories that make you feel like doing the things that are going to serve you and make you feel like not doing the things that are not going to serve you. I'm going to tell you something. My brother's so goofy. My brother Dwayne. My daughter and my son-in-law are brilliant in the arena of fitness and weight loss and building muscle and all that stuff. I mean, I'm 55. I'm in pretty good shape for a 55-year-old joker, right? But one of the reasons I'm in such good shape is because my daughter Dee Dee and her husband John, they are ultra elite. They've created this program called, how to be an ultra elite. I don't know what the name of the program is, but the concept is called an ultra elite. And they show you how to eat the foods you want to eat, but you do it in a way that serves you instead of in a way that doesn't serve you. And I'm telling you, like, I was 225 pounds, y'all. Hey, I want you to hear what I just said. I was 225 pounds, and I hadn't eaten waffles in 10 years. In 10 years. My daughter, and I love waffles. You don't even understand. Me and waffles have a thing. And my daughter, my son-in-law, taught me how to eat waffles and still lose weight. And by the way, I know that doesn't sound that great maybe to you, but for me, that was a big deal. Because, I had salad for supper tonight. I didn't eat waffles today, but I'll eat waffles a couple times a week. Sometimes I even eat them for supper. And I'm telling you, I am as strong as I've ever been in my life. I'm in almost the best shape of my adult life. Like, and I'm not, but the reason that is because I feel like it. Like, I work out, and my wife and my daughter and my son-in-law, they are gym rats. They love the gym. I don't like the gym. I don't like the smell of the gym. I don't like smelling other people's sweat. I don't want to go in some place and smell other people's sweat and know I'm going to lay down on something that they've been sweating on, and then I got to smell rubber mats mixed with sweat. I'm just already too through. See how I just told myself a story about the gym that does not support me going to the gym? Right? It's not because that stuff is it's not that I don't go there because that stuff is there. It's I don't go there because of the story I tell myself about that stuff being there. But instead, I got my own fitness equipment on my patio. The only person sweats on is me, my wife, and my son. And it's outside. I don't even have to smell my own sweat. Right? So what do? I tell myself a different story. And I can practice my breathing. I know. See, even when I said that, some of you said, what do you mean practice? How you got to practice breathing? You just breathe. No. I practice my breathing. I practice taking in a lot of oxygen when I'm working out. I practice regulating my heartbeat, so when I'm really pushing myself on my Schwinn Airdyne bike, my arms are going back and forth, my legs are going, and I go 20 seconds real hard and 10 seconds light. 20 seconds real hard, 10 seconds. When I do that, I'm telling myself a story that this is going to give me the energy to play golf without hurting myself, to be able to go out and build a business without being so exhausted that I can't even have a business conversation. And so I'm telling myself a different story. Now, the stories that we tell ourselves, this is how you overcome procrastination. The stories that we tell ourselves either cause us to create one of two feelings. So we get these feelings. So I'm right here, and I'm going to tell myself a story, and this story is that's a lightning bolt. In fact, I'm going to draw a better lightning bolt than that. So this is me. I'm going to tell myself a story, and that story is going to cause me to be energized, right? I'm drawing the best lightning bolt I can, y'all. I'm going to get energized, or I'm going to tell myself a story that is going to cause me to drain my battery, right? So I'm telling one of the two stories. Now, when I tell myself a story that doesn't energize me, I have this thing over here. I have this objective. I have this objective over here on this side. And this objective is called a desire. Right? So it's called a desire. So I've got this objective that I desire. Do you realize all the feelings we create inside ourselves, all the feelings we create inside of ourselves, we create them inside ourselves based on something we desire in the future. Everything we desire is in the future. The stuff we have right now, we don't have to desire it because we already have it, right? So I've got this stuff over here that I desire in the future. There's this outcome. So I've got an outcome, right, that I desire in the future, and I'm going to tell myself a story about this outcome. And I'm either going to tell myself a story where I see myself getting this desire, or I'm going to tell myself a story where I see myself not getting this desire. If I tell myself a story that causes me to see myself not getting this desire, then the picture of that desire creates anxiety inside of me, and that anxiety robs me of my energy to take action that could make this desire happen. Oh, y'all get what I'm talking about? Show me some Facebook things, right? If you're picking up what I'm putting down, talk to me on Facebook. Do you get this? If everything that I'm doing, I'm either seeing the outcome that I'm getting in the future happening, or I'm seeing it not happening. If I'm seeing it not happening, I am creating inside of myself anxiety. What is anxiety? Anxiety is wasting present energy on a future outcome that is undesirable to me. So if I don't see the outcome I desire, what am I automatically seeing? If I don't see the outcome I do desire, I am automatically seeing the outcome I don't desire. And when I'm looking at an outcome in the future that I desire and I see it not happening, me seeing that outcome not happening robs me of the energy to take action that would make that desire happen. So what I've got to do is when I look at the outcome that I desire, I have to tell myself a story that makes me feel like I'm going to get this outcome. Instead of telling myself a story that makes me feel like I'm not going to get this outcome. When I tell myself a story that makes me feel like I'm going to get this outcome, I tell myself, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out working out like 10 minutes a day my first week. The second week I'm going to go 15 minutes a day. The third week I'm going to go 20 minutes a day. I'm going to work my way all the way up till I'm working out an hour a day, but I'm only going to add 5 minutes a week. And the reason I'm going to do this is because I want to get my body in the best shape of my life. But instead of me asking myself, well, but I can't eat this and I can't eat that, so I'm painting a picture of something I don't want, I say, I'm going to be able to eat what I want to eat, just going to eat less of it, or eat the right measurements of it, the right proportions of it, and I'm going to get to the body that I desire, right? I'm going to build a business. I'm not really that good at talking to people, but I'm just going to have enough conversations with enough people. I'm going to generate enough leads that enough people see my presentation, this thing's going to happen. And I tell myself a story. I'm going to tell you something. Telling yourself a story about receiving the outcome you desire produces inside of you the energy to take the action that makes the thing happen. So when I tell myself a story that causes me to believe that, yes, I'm going to get this thing, that creates another feeling. That feeling is called anticipation. Now, every story that I tell myself about the future is either going to produce anxiety or it's going to produce anticipation. If I tell myself a story that produces anxiety, I am not going to be able to take action. Because and I'm not talking, people say, I just have fear. You don't have fear, you have anxiety. Fear can serve you, anxiety cannot serve you. Anxiety is the thief of your dreams. So what happens, you tell yourself a story about the future, and you see yourself not getting the thing, the outcome you desire, and you have anxiety. I'm going to give you the definition of anxiety. How many of you would like to have the definition of anxiety? Give me some of those Facebook things, the likes and the hearts and the smiley faces and all the Facebook fun stuff on, and I'm going to tell you what the thing is that you've got to do to tell yourself a better story. In order to tell yourself a better story, what you've got to do is you've got to ask yourself better questions. When you ask better questions, you automatically cause yourself to tell yourself a better story. That better story causes you to see a better outcome, and then that better outcome causes you to take a better action. That's what the Bible means when it says faith without works is dead being alone. What happens is when I expect, by the way, do you realize that doubt and faith are both belief? Doubt is belief in the outcome that I don't desire. Faith is belief in the outcome I do desire. Doubt is belief in the word of the enemy. Faith is belief in the word of God. So they're both the same thing. Both faith and doubt are belief, and both faith and doubt create different feelings in me. Faith creates a feeling of expectation and excitement and anticipation. Doubt creates a feeling of anxiety and stress and tension. And so when I feel anxiety, I'm going to give you the definition of anxiety, by the way. The definition of anxiety is wasting present energy on a future outcome that is undesirable to you. I'm going to tell you one of the most important things you will ever use your discipline for. One of the most important things you will ever use your willpower for is to not allow yourself to give any mental energy at all to an outcome that is undesirable to you. Most people give so much energy to outcomes they don't desire that they don't have enough energy to give the outcomes they do desire, so they don't take the action and they don't get the result. I only give energy to outcomes that are anxiety. I don't even entertain the idea, well, what if this doesn't work? It's going to work because I'm going to make it work. It's going to work because it already works. I've just got to learn how to work it. And so what happens is people say, well, what if it doesn't work? What if this doesn't happen? What if that doesn't? I don't. Those kind of questions. Well, what if I spend my money on this thing and it doesn't work? Hey, what you've already spent your money on is already not working. But what if I put my time into this and it doesn't work? What you've already put your time into, is it already not working? You've got nothing to lose by doing something different. Don't give any energy when you're taking on a new endeavor, when you're taking on a new cause, when you're taking on a new experience. Don't ever allow yourself to ask the question, what if it doesn't work? Because if you ask the question, what if it doesn't work, your mind will definitely give you an answer. Instead, ask yourself, man, how good is this going to be when this works? Man, how great is my life going to be when this works? I wonder where I'm going to take my vacation once this works. I wonder how much better my life's going to be when this works. You know, I'm going to be able to experience my children at a higher level better when this works. I'm going to be able to have a better relationship with my spouse when this works. I'm going to be able to have a better relationship with my grandchildren when this works. I'm going to have better relationships with my friends when this works. So learn to ask yourself better questions. Why? Because better questions will always produce a better story. And a better story will always give you more energy than a bad story. Don't ever give any energy. By the way, you say, Myron, where do you get that from? Don't give any energy to outcomes you don't desire. I'm going to tell you where I got it from. And this guy, the guy that I got it from, has never been wrong. His name was Jesus. And here's what he said. He said, take no thought for the morrow. The word thought there doesn't mean don't think about tomorrow. Take no thought for tomorrow doesn't mean don't think about tomorrow. What take no thought means, it means don't have any anxiety over tomorrow. That's literally what it means. In fact, it's the exact same Greek word that was used in Philippians chapter 4 where it says, be careful for nothing, or don't have anxious care for anything. So what you do is you don't waste present energy on a future outcome that is undesirable to you. Jesus said, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will worry about the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Tomorrow's hard enough when you get there. Don't waste today's energy on it. Woo! Drop the mic. So tell yourself a better story by asking yourself a better question. And when you do that, you will be able, when you ask yourself better questions so you can tell yourself a better story, you will be able to replace the anxious apprehension of the outcome you don't desire with the joyful anticipation of the outcome you do desire. See, anxiety robs you of energy to take action in the present, but anticipation gives you energy. See, anxiety causes you to see an outcome that you don't desire in the future, and it robs you of your ability to take action in the present. You know what you have when you have anxiety? Your head sweats. Your heart palpitates like you're running, but you're not running. You're not doing anything, but your heart's palpitating. Your hands are sweating. Your head's sweating. All because you're envisioning, your body is having a physical reaction to a mental imagination. Do you understand? Nobody ever worries about the past. Nobody ever worries about the present. When people are worried, they're always worried about the future. And here's why people worry about the future. They worry about the future because they expect the future to be as bad as the past. Nothing perpetuates poverty like poverty. What happens is people don't take action that could set them up financially because they are expecting to be as broke tomorrow as they were yesterday. They're expecting to be as broke next week as they were last week, next month as they were last month. They're expecting next year to be as bad as last year was. And so they don't do anything different, so everything stays the same. And what you've got to do is you've got to take your life to another level by learning to anticipate only, big words now, that's a big word, learning to anticipate only outcomes that are desirable to you. And never give any energy to outcomes that you don't desire. Now, with that in mind, what happens when I have anxiety? Well, my heart palpitates, my hands sweat, my forehead sweats, and the only action I can do is I can either sit down or I can lie down. Why? Because worrying about that future outcome has robbed me of all of my energy to take any action in the present that can keep that negative outcome from happening. But what happens when I have anticipation? Do you remember when you were a little kid? Do you remember when you were a little kid on Christmas Eve and you knew what you were getting the next day? Do you remember when your parents kept saying, y'all better go to bed, go to bed, go to bed? Maybe that didn't happen to y'all, but I've got 6 brothers. The hardest night of the year for us to ever fall asleep was on Christmas Eve. Why? We knew what we were getting the next day. And when you know what's coming to you in the future, it gives you energy in the present, as long as it's something you desire. But if you're expecting something in the future that you don't desire, it robs you of energy in the future. It robs you of energy in the present. So what we got to learn how to do is to only give attention to outcomes we desire. Why? Because where attention goes, intention flows. Okay, so this is why I created a program that is an educational program. How many of you have learned something tonight about overcoming procrastination that you did not know before you jumped on this presentation? Give me some hearts, say yes, type yes. If you do, how many of you learned something? You learned a little bit about yourself, but here, I'm going to tell you something. You don't know this because you heard me say it. You know how you can tell if you really learned what I said tonight? You will know that you really learned what I said tonight when you have the ability to take an action that you haven't had the ability to take in the past. That's when you'll know you learned it. When you stop stopping yourself and you start starting yourself, you will know for sure that you're in the right place at the right time. That's when you'll know you've learned something. And that's why I started the Virtual Millionaire Club. And I'm going to tell you what I believe. First of all, let me say this. I know that I can't promise you you're going to make any amount of money. I can't promise you you're going to make 15 cents. I can't promise you you're going to make $15. Certainly can't promise you're going to make $1 million. I can't promise you that. It would be against the law. And besides, it would be a lie because I don't know what you're going to do because I don't know you that well. I don't know what you're going to do. But here's what I believe. I believe that some of the people are going to take this concept that I've created and they're going to go and they're going to make millions of dollars. And I believe that we are going to have, inside 2 years, I believe we're going to have people inside the Virtual Millionaire Club who are going to be making $100,000 a month. And by the way, I can see that so clearly, like it's so clear to me. By the way, notice what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a future outcome that I believe in. You don't have to believe in it. I don't even need you to believe in it. I believe in it so much, I take action on it every day. I created a Virtual Millionaire Club. Now, that sounds like a hypey name, so I want to calm down while I talk about the Virtual Millionaire Club, because the Virtual Millionaire Club is not a business opportunity, right? It's not a business opportunity. It is an educational portal. Here's why. Because the difference between where you are and where you'd like to be is exactly the same as the difference between what you know and what you haven't learned and implemented yet. So my goal is to teach you something so you can know something new, so you can take a new action, so you can produce a new outcome. That's my desire for you. And so I created the Virtual Millionaire Club as an educational portal to teach you 3 different things. Here's what I know. I know that ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. By the way, here's what that means though. You got to, if you're going to take the good, you got to take the bad with the good, right? So if you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free, here's what that means. If you don't know the truth, then the lack of knowing the truth will keep you in bondage. And what you've got to do is you got to make up your mind whether you want to be free or whether you want to be in bondage. So you can come and learn this information inside the Virtual Millionaire Club. The Virtual Millionaire Club is an educational portal where I teach 3 things. There are 3 things you're going to learn inside the Virtual Millionaire Club. The first thing you're going to learn is you're going to learn finance. I'm going to call it personal finance. I'm just going to put FIN. Personal finance. You're going to learn financial literacy. And then even more importantly than financial literacy, you're going to learn financial intelligence. You're going to learn how to be wise about your money. Second thing you're going to learn is you are going to learn business development. By the way, if there are 3 things that I'm good at, like you know how people say if you're going to do something, you should do the thing that you have the opportunity to be the best in the world at. Okay, so you're going to learn business development. If there's something I'm really good at, I'm really good at personal finance, and I'm really good at business development. I wrote a best-selling book called From the Trash Man to the Cat. You got to understand something, folks. I was born in a segregated hospital in Tampa, Florida, May 14th, 1961. I contracted polio before I was a year old. I did great in school all the way through. the third grade. It went downhill from there. I almost quit high school 2 weeks before my graduation. I don't have a college degree. My first job as a married man with a wife and a young child was driving a garbage truck for $6.25 an hour. That's my backstory. But here's the rest of the story. I have made millions of dollars. I've made millions of dollars in sales. I've taught my students to make millions of dollars in sales. Personal finance, I'm good at. Business development, I'm good at. I wouldn't want to say I'm great. I don't want to feel like I'm patting myself on the back. But this is stuff I've spent my life learning. I spent decades studying this stuff, so you don't have to. You can capitalize on stuff that's taken me decades to learn, and you can plug and play, right? Business development, and you're going to learn it all. The third thing, from a biblical perspective. I'm going to teach you, I'm not going to teach you a bunch of Christianese so that you can go around practicing churchianity. I'm going to teach you the essence of what the Bible is saying so you can go do what it says and apply it to your personal finance, apply it to your business development. Why is it that Jewish people are less than 1% of the world's population, but they control more than 40% of the world's wealth? The reason is they understand the essence of some things about wealth that you don't understand yet. By the way, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, I am going to teach you God's original design for wealth. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So you're going to learn personal development, you're going to learn personal finance, business development, and you're going to learn all of it from a biblical perspective. When you do, and you apply it to your life, it's going to take you to a whole nother level. So I've created the Virtual Millionaire Club. The Virtual Millionaire Club is going to give you, every week, you're going to get 2 new audios every week in the Virtual Millionaire Club. You're going to get 1 new video, this is per week. You're going to get 1 new video per month. Now, why don't I give you more than that? Because I have no interest in you checking it off so you can say you know it. The reason I don't give you more than that is because I don't want you to check this stuff off and say, oh, I know that already. I want you to master it. And if I give you a week to listen to 2 audios, if you listen to those 2 audios every day, the chances of you mastering it are a whole lot better than you listening to it once and saying, I got that already. If I only give you 1 video a month, and you study, I'm telling you, the video that's inside the Virtual Millionaire Club in the first month, it's called How to Make the Rest of Your Life the Best of Your Life. When you begin to master the principles of the platform of time, space, and matter, the parameters of be, do, and have, and the process, I'm not going to tell you what the process is. You'll learn it when you get inside the Virtual Millionaire Club. When you go in there and you study that video, don't watch the video. Study the video and begin to implement those things. Your life will never be the same. It's gonna make chains fall off of your mind and give you the ability to take big action in a big way that you've never been able to take before. Okay, so that's what you get in the Virtual Millionaire Club. And I did something I don't usually do. And for those of you who know me and have ever bought any of my stuff, you know Myron does not sell inexpensive stuff. I don't sell cheap stuff. I like to sell premium stuff so I attract the best clients. My highest price program is $100,000 a year. I like selling high price stuff. You know why? Because then I can work with the best people and I don't have to work near as hard, right? So, the Virtual Millionaire Club is a big old whopping $27.99 a month. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Some of you waste more money than that on Starbucks every week. Some of y'all waste more money than that on Starbucks every 3 days. Right? It's $27.99 a month. Like, I'm telling you that if you don't do anything but stick your toe in the water and try the Virtual Millionaire Club for a month for $27.99, you can't lose with the stuff I use. So you join the Virtual Millionaire Club for $27.99. Now, what I decided to do is something I have never done, folks. I got folks on this Facebook Live right now who have been following me for years, and you know when I tell you this, I've never done this. You know I've never done this. I mean, I've paid out some affiliate commissions, 30% here, 7% there, 27% there. I've even done some 50% affiliate offering. But what I've done with the Virtual Millionaire Club is I decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay out 72% of that money that comes in to the members who refer new members. Why? It's called a membership drive. It's not a business opportunity. By the way, this is not one of those deals, you know, the business opportunity people are amazing. they will come up with a compensation plan and say, what can we put in this to make it real? Okay, that's not what this is. This is an educational portal. Like, the Virtual Millionaire Club content is so good that if there were no compensation, you'd still desire to be a part of it. The Virtual Millionaire Club is so good that if there were no compensation, you'd still tell your friends about it. But I decided that I've sold millions of dollars worth of stuff for me and my family to create financial freedom for us. Now I decided to take my same skill set. I can sell. I can teach. And I'm going to take my skill set and I'm going to sell the Virtual Millionaire Club for my members to their friends so that I can help them get rich. Now, here's what happened. You're going to make $20.15. That leaves $7.84. The merchant account provider takes 84 cents. Myron gets $7. So this is what you get. This is what the merchant account gets. This is what Myron gets. Now here's what's amazing about that. I'm doing all the work. I created the content. Not to mention the fact, the membership platform that I use costs $297 a month. I pay the $297 a month. I teach all the content. I make sure the content gets delivered on time. I make sure that the merchant account gets paid. I make sure you get paid. I make sure the members you introduce, they get educated, and when they refer members, they get paid, but you make most of the money. Make sure that when I'm telling you this, you ask yourself the right question. Because I'm telling you, $20.15. The content is so good. I was talking to one of our members today. She told me, she said, me and my dad, we sat down and watched your video. She said, I sent your video to, she's talking about the Facebook Live that I did last night. She said, I sent your video to my pastor and first lady, said, y'all need to watch this. Like, the kind of content that I'm teaching right here, how many of you are learning stuff that you know that other people need to learn? Well, shame on you if you don't share it with them if I wasn't paying you. But quadruple shame on you if I'm going to pay you and you don't share it with them. Right? So here's what happened. Hey, watch this now. Here's what happened. If you make $20.15, I'm just going to call it $20. If you go find 10 members, you are making $200 a month in residual. You know what $200 a month does? $200 a month pays your electric bill. $200 a month will pay your car insurance. $200 a month will pay for some of your food. $200 a month, a significant amount of money. But what if you do that 2 months in a row? Now you're making $400 a month. $400 a month will pay your car payment. Hey, if you do this, if you do get 10 members and you do that 25 months in a row, and by the way, that's doable, okay? I'm not saying you should do, but if you do that 25 months in a row, you're going to be making $5,000 a month in passive cash flow, passively. By the way, here's what you can do with $5,000 a month when you don't have to go out and get it. You can go in, you can call in sick for the last time. You say, Myron, what do you mean call in sick for the last time? You call your boss, you say, boss, yeah, what's going on? I ain't coming in today. Why not? I ain't feeling good. What's wrong? I'm having a little bit of trouble with my eyes. What kind of trouble you having with your eyes? I just can't see myself working for you no more. Click. And you call in sick for the last time with $5,000 a month passive cash flow. I'm talking about money that comes to get you and you don't have to go out and get it. Now, $5,000 a month is significant because if you have $1 million, if you have $1 million invested at 6%, it's going to pay you $60,000 a year. That's how much. $1 million invested at 6% is going to pay you $60,000 a year. You take $60,000 a year and you divide it by 12 months, it's going to give you $5,000 a month. So if you have $1 million invested at 6%, it's going to give you $5,000 a month passive cash flow, which means anything you do that produces $5,000 a month passive cash flow gives you the exact same lifestyle as that dude living next to you who's got $1 million invested at 6%. You say, Myron, what's your point? My point is, if you want to have something different, you gotta do something different. If you want to have a different experience of life, then you gotta put a different experience into life. I am telling you that you can hire me. I've sold millions of dollars worth of stuff. I've sold 140,000 copies of my Trash Man to Cash Man book. 140,000 copies. I'm telling you that you can hire me to go out and to sell memberships for you, and you only have to pay $27.99 a month. And if another member introduces you, you're paying $27.99 a month, but I'm only getting $7. When people hire me to coach them, I charge them $2,000 an hour, and I'm going to work for you for $7 a month. Why? It's a thing called leverage. And I'm going to end with this. Archimedes said, if you give me a lever long enough and a prop strong enough, I can single-handedly move the world. I'm going to tell you something. I believe that the Virtual Millionaire Club is the lever that's long enough, it's the prop that's strong enough, and it's a place where you can stand to go out and single-handedly move your financial world. Click the link above this video. If you came in through somebody else's share on Facebook, somebody shared this video with you on Facebook, they put their link in above this video. If you came to this video because you're a fan of my page and that's how you saw this video, just inbox me on Facebook and I'll send you a link. But if you came because Keisha Bass or Deborah Smith or Kemp Satchel or Dr. Breakthrough or Marty Yeager or somebody gave you, like you got it from a share that they put on their page, or whoever, if somebody shared it on their page, they put a link above this video. Click that link and get started with the Virtual Millionaire Club right now. Don't ask yourself, but what if it doesn't work? And tell yourself a story that talks you out of maybe the best thing that's ever come to you in your life. I'm looking forward to seeing you inside the Virtual Millionaire Club. And tomorrow night, I'm going to teach you, tomorrow night's going to be biblical. It's going to be like all biblical. I'm going to teach you God's original design for wealth. It's going to blow your mind. Get ready. Get started in the Virtual Millionaire Club. Go watch the Facebook Live I did last night. You can learn about the iPhone 7 you can win, or you can learn about the $100 Amazon gift card that you can win, or the $50 Amazon gift card you can win. Get started in the Virtual Millionaire Club. Go watch these videos. Get plugged in. Get plugged into the education. I'm looking forward to seeing you inside. Click the link above this video. If you came through my Facebook page, inbox me. I'll send you a link. Don't wait. Well, but what if it... Stop asking yourself those questions. Get started now. Get started right now. Do it now. And I'm looking forward to seeing you over the top, not from the top, because you deserve the best. I'll see you inside.